Michael Oher came out quite a few times over the last couple of years talking about the blind side, being interviewed on many different shows, and said that a lot of the story was completely untrue. He never came out, he never explained why the story was untrue, really since COVID time. When everybody was sitting home trying to find a story to talk about, Michael Oher I forget what podcast he was on, he spoke about the fact of the blind side and that the story was completely outwritten, not written right, and said all different things about this family, a family that took him in when he was living in the hood. Now, I understand Michael Oher is upset that he made nothing on the movie, and it was about him. I could understand that. I could also understand that Michael Oher is a multi-millionaire, made a lot of money playing in the NFL. He did. I don't know exact, and Speedy, you could look that up, but he won, and he really made a lot of money. He had a pretty long career in the NFL, a really good long career, and he was a good offensive lineman. Michael Oher was above average offensive lineman. And I don't know how much the Tuohys have. Obviously, they're a very wealthy family. They owned a bunch of, I guess, food organizations or companies. During the movie, I don't know the whole...
I think there was some kind of insurance thing, too.
Yeah, I don't know the whole story. Taco Bell's or something like that. I don't know. But they were a very wealthy family. And maybe they wanted to make something on this story. It was wrong for the Tuohy family not to reach out to Michael Oher and speak to him about making money on a story that supposedly Michael Oher says is untrue. But here's the question. If Michael Oher said it was untrue, why did he show up to the premiere? Why did he go to the movies to see it? Why did he not file a suit not to let this story come out if he cared so much? Now that the movie has grossed a significant amount of money, it sold a ton of money on DVD and Blu-ray and streaming. You can stream it. Now all of a sudden Michael Oher is upset, disgusted that his family betrayed him, stole $3 million from him because he's worth $22 million. It really doesn't matter. The guy is set for life. His kids are set for life. Why is Michael Oher crying about money that honestly doesn't mean anything to him? Now, I don't know. Again, I don't know how rich the Tuohy family is. And I could care less. They sold the story. Century Fox bought the story. And now they're making a little bit of money off of it. Now, here's the thing about Michael Oher that interests me more than anything. If it wasn't for that story, and that story broke before he was in the draft, The Blind Side came out right after he was drafted. If it wasn't for that movie, would Michael Oher have been a first-round draft pick? Because everybody knew about this story before he was in the draft. Everybody knew they were making a movie about him. It's an interesting story. And again, Michael Oher knew about this. He knew that this story was coming out. Now, he didn't know about the deal that his family made with Century Fox. I could understand he's upset with the family. Obviously, lost touch. I heard stories that him and Sean were like this. They were like this. I think in the movie, he was LJ or something like that.
SJ. Yeah.
SJ, yeah. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden, he's got this social media war against his family, wants to take him to court, wants to take $3 million or take half of the money away from the family that took him in, supported him, made sure that he could get into a good college, earn himself a college degree, and play almost 10 years in the NFL. And now he's saying, well, they didn't really take me in. They helped support me and help me get through high school. Well, what the hell does that mean? You had no family supporting you. You lived with your mom, supposedly in the movie. I think your father was gone. I think he passed away. Mm-hmm. You had nobody. You were living in a laundromat, supposedly in the movie. Now, I don't know if that story is true. But nevertheless, you were living on the street. You had nothing. And you had a woman who didn't have to take you in, didn't have to help you. And now all of a sudden she's making some money off the story and you want to throw them under the bus. You don't care. You don't care that you're worth $22 million. I mean, and I will tell you this. Your family, no matter how wealthy that Tuohy family is, they do not, and they're not worth $22 million.